Good morning, everybody. Today is August the 6th. Before I get started, I want to say welcome to anyone new that's watching. My name is Darlene. I have Parkinson's disease. It's a condition that, as it progresses in later stages, causes different things in everybody, but one of the things that it can cause is confusion or Lewy body dementia. And knowing that that is something that can occur down the road, I wanted to have a record for my children. Before I reach that stage when I can still remember things and whatnot, I wanted to have a record for my kids of all the stories and shenanigans that I have gotten up to in my life. I've been very fortunate. I've had a full life. I have done many, many things, and I don't want them to not be able to know about them. So many things that we do in life, we never think about them afterwards, and I would like them to know that I had a good life, and I was full of life while it was happening to me. The following story that I'm going to tell you is just one of those stories. We were a young family. My daughter would have been about 10. My son would have been about 1. And we were going to go camping as a family. Now, we decided that what we would do as we were going camping, we would stop for a day with my parents and visit with them. And then we would go over to Bill's mom and visit with her. And then we would take our camping vacation. So we went, first of all, to my family, and we had a lovely visit. And then we went over to Bill's mom. Now, I am not sure what Marion was thinking, other than the fact that she loved her grandchildren. She had gone shopping at a thrift store. And while she was at the thrift store, she discovered a stuffed Black Panther. This thing was massive. It was like 6 feet long. Now, we've got all our camping gear, our tent, our children. Our car is loaded to the nth degree. And now we've got a 6-foot Black Panther with these orange beady eyes that we were going to be bringing home because she wanted the kids to have it. Well, that was fine. We thought we'll accommodate. You know, we were very thankful that we'd got it. Well, the first thing is we're camping. What are we going to do with this giant Black Panther? Well, we decided that we were going to have a little fun with it. So we waited till it got dark. And then here we were in the campground with the fire and everything. And everybody takes a stroll and walks through. And it's lovely when you're in a campground, you know. Well, we waited till it got dusk. And we had at the entrance to our campsite, there was a giant rock. So we took this Black Panther, my husband and I, and we put it up behind the rock and the head just coming over the top of it. Now picture, it's solid black and it's getting dusk out, so it's getting dark, but these orange eyes are there. So here's this panther up by this rock, and then we started our fire and sat around our fire and waited for the fun to begin. People would come. We were so mean, honestly. People were coming, they're having their nice evening stroll down, and they would catch out of the corner of their eye a glimpse of these orange eyes that were just glowing. Well, the reactions were priceless. It went from somebody would just give a little yelp and jump back. Other people were immediately on guard, but nobody just walked by. And we, of course, were just chuckling to ourselves around the campfire, waiting for the next person to come around. It was really ridiculous. Then when we packed up to go home, we didn't know where we were going to put this thing. So we decided to strap it to the roof of the car. So we had it all tied down to the roof of this white car, this giant Black Panther. And the priceless looks we got on our way home was amazing. Now, we had so much fun when we were camping. There's so many camping stories that you couldn't possibly name them all, but there was another particular camping trip. We went to the same campground actually. And that particular time, we had a very tight budget. But my daughter was a voracious reader. Like, she just read so much and so fast. She was such a fast reader. And we literally spent our entire camping entertainment budget buying her books to keep her occupied while we were down there, because it rained. Like, non-stop, it rained. We had every kind of tarp and plastic that we could get our hands on. It was raining so hard that we couldn't even pack up. Everybody else in the campground had packed up and gone home, but we couldn't even pack up because our stuff was so wet. We said, we have to wait for a day to dry enough that we can even pack this stuff up. So we persevered. We got to the point where we just let the kids play in the puddles, and we didn't worry about whether they were getting wet or not, because they were going to be wet no matter what. And Claudine, when she wanted to be dry, just went into the tent and read and read and read. And Khalid, if there was more mud, he would be happy, and he just played in the mud. And then a dry day came, and we were still very wet, but we dried for half a day, and then we packed it all down, and then when we got home, we, of course, opened it up to dry the rest of the way. But when we were driving out and checking out of the campground, the camp attendant there says to us, "You were so valiant and stuck it out," and they refunded the entire trip of the campground to us, because they said, if you had stuck it out that long, you deserved to not have to pay for it. So we ended up, then we did have a little bit of money coming back home. But we had so much fun. So between rain and panthers and camping, and our children they've had a good upbringing, and we have loved every minute of it. Hope you're enjoying my stories sometimes, and I hope my kids someday look back at this and go, I vaguely remember that, and now I know the details. Talk to you tomorrow.